don't threaten to unsub because you think we're being negative. Like, what do you want us to do? Dig up obscure stats on William Nylander and how he's drawing penalties? I mean, is that what you're looking for? That's not what you're going to get from us. You're just going to get realistic talk. One of my favorite videos, one of my favorite conversations is about Trevor Moore. We love the guy. No one ever pats us on the back for being on Trevor Moore's side from day one and wanting to see this guy elevated. It really just comes down to us being honest about Garrett Sparks or William Nylander. You know, again, these guys are like folk heroes. They're sympathetic figures, and anytime you call them out with truth, people get upset. If you don't like that, then at least give us credit for supporting other players on the roster that typically don't get a lot of publicity or a lot of support from fans. We're not about trying to tear people down. We're just being honest. To this point, we're 100% right. Last question is on William Nylander. How many games will it take before Mike Babcock sits Nylander in the press box? That would cause a huge stir amongst the data heads and the Nylanderites.
It's not happening, Norm. I mean, if it comes to that, they'll say he has an injury to be able to sit him, but maybe take to teach him a lesson or to wake him up.
That's not going to work.
But
you got to play him.
It's not happening. They're hoping that he works through this. But honestly, I mean, the comments that Babcock made yesterday were the first where I think, he's saying he needs to step it up. He needs to have more buy-in, more effort, more this. That's probably the most critical that he's been of Nylander so far. And what is it, 13 or 14 games? He was a ghost yesterday. He was offside on the Matthews goal. He accidentally tipped the Subban shot. He was a detriment to them yesterday. And, most of the time he's just been not there. But yesterday, I think he affected them negatively. And, they need this guy to step up and play and eventually I think he will. But I continue to think that he is not long for this team. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but I think that next summer he's not going to be a Maple Leaf. I continue to believe that. Maybe I'll be wrong, but I think that that's the case. But for that to happen, I think he's got to play well to make other teams still be interested in it.
You're right, and that's the double-edged sword here. If the guy plays well, he begins to impact the Maple Leafs in a positive way. He enhances what they already have an abundance of, and that's offensive talent. And look, if the Leafs are going to be weak on the defensive end and need to be overbearing in the offensive zone, then they're going to need William Nylander to play that role. On the flip side, if he doesn't play well and they have designs on maybe moving him out for something they actually need, then that hurts their bargaining position. That hurts their position of strength in terms of transaction. I do understand the potential of not getting exactly what you want via trade in this phase of the season. Sign him, get him locked up on numbers that would be palatable to potential trade partner, and then trade him when he's put up some numbers and perhaps the Leafs have taken one more step towards winning a Stanley Cup and they really know what they need. But they didn't even need to bring him back this year. Even if he had no impact for the rest of the season and just floating around out there doing whatever or drawing penalties, he's just really not having any impact on the game. This sucks because I want to notice William Nylander. If he's as good as everybody says that he is, and that small sample size from the past 2 seasons put him into elite status, it shouldn't take this long for him to get back into business. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that they thought it was going to take this long. I think now they're starting to scratch their head about what they need to do to get him jump started. They played him with Matthews. I think he's lagged behind. They played him on the third line. I mean, it's going to be up to Babcock to press the right button to get him going. And we'll just see if that happens or not.
You can't be a burden on the team. You have to be an exception. You have to add. You can't take away. To me, not only is he taking away with this lack of good play, the team is having to shuffle the deck in order to get him going. Others are being put out in order to try to facilitate this guy, and it's not working.